Today, we're debunking the biggest myths surrounding LLCs that are costing business owners time, money, and potentially legal trouble. Whether you're already running your business or just starting out, it's crucial you separate fact from fiction to avoid critical mistakes. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what an LLC is and what it can and can't do for your business. First things first, let's talk a little bit about what LLCs are in the first place so we have a very clear understanding of how these work. An LLC, or short for Limited Liability Company, is a popular business structure that offers a blend of both flexibility and protection. Essentially, it creates a legal barrier between your personal assets and your business liabilities. This means that while you run your business, your home, your car, or your savings are generally shielded from business-related lawsuits. As long, of course, as you keep your finances separate and follow proper procedures. At its very core, an LLC is about simplicity and smart management. It operates as a pass-through entity for tax purposes, meaning that profits and losses flow directly to your personal tax return, without facing the double taxation common in corporations. Plus, the structure offers flexibility in management. Whether you're a solo entrepreneur or working with partners, an LLC adapts to your needs while keeping things straightforward and compliant. LLCs aren't just reserved for large corporations. They're smart choices for freelancers, small business owners, startups, and even side hustlers. So whether you're launching an online store, offering professional services, or growing a family business, forming an LLC can boost your credibility, simplify your finances, and protect your personal assets. But now that we've covered what an LLC actually is, let's dive into some of those myths that we're going to be talking about. Moving into the first key myth, it's the belief that having an LLC automatically saves you money on your taxes. The truth is, an LLC by itself doesn't simply just reduce your tax liability. It's simply a structure for your business, not a magic tax loophole. Whether you're an LLC or a sole proprietor, you'll still be taxed on your profits, but it'll be specifically flowing through your personal tax return. The real savings here come from effectively managing business expenses, taking advantage of legitimate deductions, and using strategies like retirement accounts to reduce taxable income. The bottom line here is that you don't rely on the LLC structure alone, but instead you keep accurate records of your expenses, and of course you want to talk with a tax expert to find the true savings. Now up next, let's tackle a very common misunderstanding point, and that's the idea that forming an LLC automatically grants your business access to business credit. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work this way. Simply having an LLC won't give you immediate access to business loans or credit cards. Instead, you'll need to actively build business credit by establishing consistent revenue, keeping clear financial records, and using accounting tools. You can think of your business credit like your personal credit. Of course, it's going to take time to carefully manage and build, so you want to make sure that you make smart financial decisions. I'd also recommend starting early by documenting your business income and gradually build creditworthiness to uphold and unlock future financing. Now let's move on to another big misunderstanding, which is the belief that LLC owners must pay themselves through their payroll. This isn't always true, and if you're running a standard LLC, not taxed as an S corporation, you actually don't even have to set a payroll in the first place. Instead, when you transfer money from your LLC's bank account or to your personal account, it's basically considered a distribution, which isn't considered payroll. But here's the catch. If your LLC elects S Corp status, things can very quickly change here. If that's the case, you do need to pay yourself what's called a reasonable salary. This is going to be through payroll, and this is how you're going to stay compliant and also gain some tax benefits. Understanding this difference helps you stay out of trouble with the Internal Revenue Service and ensures that you're taking advantage of the right tax strategies. Now, another common myth that many business owners believe is that having an LLC automatically provides privacy for your personal information. This unfortunately just isn't true, and especially in most cases. When you file your LLC, your personal details like your name and even your home address often become publicly available on many different state websites. This means that anybody can easily look up your information, potentially leading to some privacy concerns. To protect your privacy, you might consider forming your LLC in a state known for more anonymity and having better protection for corporate. These states include places like Delaware or even Wyoming, and if you use a registered agent service, this can shield your home address from public records. Being proactive about privacy can save you from unwanted attention or security risk in the future. Another big misconception that can trip up business owners is the idea that an LLC protects your personal assets no matter what the case is. While an LLC is designed to shield your personal belongings from business debts and liabilities, this protection isn't automatic. If you're not careful, a court could pierce the corporate veil, meaning that your personal assets like your car, home, or savings account could potentially be at risk. This usually happens when business owners mix personal and business finances or fail to follow formalities, such as keeping separate bank accounts and proper bookkeeping records. To avoid this risk, it's always recommended to maintain clear separation between your personal and your business finances. Use your LLC bank account strictly for business expenses and consistently follow formalities like documenting major decisions. One major LLC myth that doesn't get enough attention is the idea that once you set up an LLC, you're done with paperwork forever. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. Maintaining your LLC actually requires ongoing compliance. For instance, most states require annual reports or renewal fees to keep your LLC active and in good standing. Forgetting these can result in penalties, fines, or even an involuntary dissolution of your LLC, leaving your personal assets at risk again. To avoid these pitfalls, make sure to set reminders for annual renewals and filing deadlines. Staying organized and proactive with compliance helps you maintain the full protection and benefits that an LLC gives you in the first place. Now let's also clear up another very widespread misconception, and that's the idea that forming an LLC is very complicated and expensive. In reality, creating an LLC is very straightforward and affordable, especially if you know what steps you have to take. You can file an LLC yourself directly through your state's official website, usually for just a few $100s. But if you prefer extra help, platforms like Northwest Registered Agent can guide you through the process extremely quickly. Speaking of which, if you want to get started with your very own LLC for the cheapest price possible, getting a massive discount in the process, I would definitely recommend using the link down in the description. When you click that link, you'll be brought to a page that looks like this. As you can see, you can get started with your very own LLC business formation for only $39 by using this service. All you have to do is hit the Get Started button, which will then take you to the next page, which involves their setup wizard. Now inside the setup wizard, it's going to walk you through step by step everything you need in getting started with your very own LLC. The first of these is figuring out what you're going to form in the first place, whether that's an LLC, a corporation, or a nonprofit corporation, as well as where you'd like to form the business, specifically what state that's going to be in, and then of course whether you want to file a beneficial ownership information report. Speaking of which, if you want to know how to do this, we have videos on our channel that give you a step-by-step walkthrough on the cheapest and best way to go about doing that. Once you pick which state you want to go with, you'll then select a filing option. You can either do an expedited or a standard option, and then you can hit the continue button, which will then take you to the company details. On the company details, they'll ask you a couple of basic questions. Things like, what would you like your business name to be? Do you want copies of lawsuits and legal notices sent to your attorney? Also your business purpose, and then the physical address that you want on record, as well as the mailing address. Once you have all that figured out, you'll then head to the Company Management tab. On the Company Management tab, you'll select whether you're going to be member managed or manager managed. Really the only difference here is going to be specified in this little question mark right here. Make sure to read over this so you understand what type of LLC you're forming. You'll then enter in the first name and the last name of the first member that you want to input, and then of course add the address or just choose the registered agent address. You can then also add new members too if you have a multi-member LLC. You then can hit the continue button, which will take you to the contact details. You'll enter in your first name, your last name, your phone number, the country you reside in, your mailing address, the city that you live, the state or province, and the zip and postal code. You'll then hit the continue button where you'll start creating an account with Northwest Registered Agent. Once you have your account created, you'll hit the continue button, which will take you to the next couple of steps, which will allow you to finish up setting up your LLC. This includes your business identity, which is basically just important things, like your business domain, website, email service, or any other important identifiers. There's also any optional options like a tax ID, an EIN, a premium mail service, or even your trademark. And then of course, once you finish all that up, you'll go to the payment option, fill out your payment details, hit the done button, and just like that, you're ready to get started with your very first LLC. Once again, to get started with an LLC for the cheapest price possible, make sure you use that link down in the description. Northwest Registered Agent is a service that I've been using for years to register my own LLCs and start brand new companies. And I would definitely recommend that you check them out as well. If you guys have any questions about this formation process or any of the myths that are commonly associated with LLCs, make sure to comment them down in the comment section. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for any of our future videos. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.